I'm at 266 Fox Meadow Court in Xenia, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. This is a septic system, and we're still looking for the same stuff. We're looking for any kind of structural issue, root intrusion, things of that nature. Just anything that may be of concern to the buyer. You can see the tank is right there, and here is the clean out on the back of the house. And so we're going to be going from this clean out here. I'm going to actually go upstream first. This is the and so we're going to go through the interior piping first, if I can get it turned. Here we go. So we're going to go upstream first, and we'll check all this stuff out. I was running some water earlier, so there's a little bit of haze on the camera. It's not a concern. It's just from where I had to get the camera lens to hit the bottom of the pipe to turn it. And so we'll slowly go through this and take a look. There we go. Nice and clear for the most part. Try to shake it loose. Okay. A little reduction. It's probably 3" from here in, and then goes into 4 where you just saw. Since we are going upstream, it would go into a smaller diameter pipe. And as the number of fixtures increase on the line, as it goes downstream, the pipe would get larger. Okay, we got a little bit of water there that just helped to rinse off the camera a little better. So far, all the joints look nice and tight. I don't see any structural issues. Okay, and here we are. We're at the very back vertical pipe, which is the beginning of the line. And so we've made it all the way in, and I didn't see any issues at all as far as the upstream side's concerned. It all looks great. And so we'll continue the inspection on the way back, and then when I get back to this clean out, I will turn it and go downstream. So you can see all these joints are nice and tight. No water sitting in the line. So everything looks really good. That's what you expect to see out of something. I believe this house was built in 2017, so this is the main trunk line. There are branches obviously that come into this from the fixtures, the bathrooms and the floor drains and stuff. close to the clean out. And there we are in the clean out. So now we're going to turn, we're going to go downstream towards the tank, and we're only about 35 to 40 feet off of that tank. Looks like we have a little belly here starting, well, on here it's starting at about 1 foot, but it's just about 2 foot past the bottom of that clean out. You can hear some bubbling. I do have a standoff on this camera, so it looks like this is about a 10-foot belly. This is kind of normal when they install stuff. Sometimes after they backfill, it'll sink. This is at least a 2-inch belly, meaning it's dropped at least 2 inches. So it looks like that. I don't know what that is, but that may have been something like a ball of grease that was building up in that belly because it was holding water. And so a lot of times bellies aren't a major concern as long as the downstream side is lower than the upstream side and the water can overtake it and make its way to its destination, whether it be the sewer main or the septic tank in this case. So I have a little bit of stuff floating here, and it's right here at the connection. We're going right into the tank. You can see that's why it went dark. That's the opening into the septic tank. And so the line overall looks like it's functioning, but with this little 10-foot belly here, I would have it, I would make sure that you get a second opinion on what they think should be done there. My concern was that I did see it looked like a grease ball, and that can come from laundry detergent, or fabric softener. Has a lot of oils in it that can build up like grease, and then obviously the stuff that goes down your sink. Even if you're not actively dumping it down your sink, stuff from dishes and stuff in your dishwasher can get in the line also. And so these spots will be marked. I will mark them with a green flag and a little bit of paint at the beginning and end of this belly. Like I said, normally bellies can function fine as long as the downstream side, which it seems like it is, as long as the water can overtake the belly. But seeing that we did see that large piece of what looked to be a chunk of grease that is congealed together from possibly sitting in that belly, I would get a second opinion on the severity of this, because I hear the air escaping, which means it could have dropped a full 4 inches, and so the water could be up pretty close to the top of the pipe in the lowest spot, which would probably be right around in here, between 4 and 5 feet on this video. But it will be marked with depth. It is like 3'9" on the low end and 4 foot, like 4'1" on the high end, but there's some mulch that affect that locate. It's just the depth between the ground and the pipe. So based off the amount of mulch we have, that should be plenty high enough. The upstream side should be plenty high enough versus the low, but I'm going to recommend that you have this looked at by a plumber to see if it would be a good idea to have it repaired, mainly because of the symptom that I mentioned earlier, that there was a pretty big grease ball that was starting to congeal from sitting in that low spot where the water is collecting. All the interior line looked great. You just have this one section here of 7 to 10 feet that does have a belly in it. Like I said, then this probably has been here since the since the house was built, since this was installed. And so it could be functioning normally on a day-to-day basis, but I would get a second opinion from a plumber to see if see their judgment on the severity and whether or not this should be dug up and repaired. So that will end the inspection at 266 Fox Meadow Court.